Hi, this is Deb Egloff. This is the final project video summary for our course on activities for online learning. And in this particular summary, I am reflecting on a mind mapping exercise that I intend to include in my course on the spirituality of children. In my observation from the experience of doing the mind map myself, I noticed that what stood out were that the events that raised up for me high, positive, and negative emotions were clearly the things that came through in the mind map. So those times in my childhood where there was a high level of emotion, positive emotion, as well as negative emotion, those tended to show up on the map. I also noticed that experiences that were sensorial in nature were very much present in the map. The responses that I recalled, usually the things that were happening in the map that I remembered did not revolve around memories of a conversation or memories that involved language, the use of language. It was mostly more affective in terms of what I was noting and putting on the map. There really are 4 words that stood out in this experience of doing the mind map. Words that speak to childhood spirituality in particular. The first word would be presence. Presence of people, or just remembering people being truly present with me and me with them. A sense of not being alone, even when the word alone may have appeared on the map. There was this sense of having a presence with me, especially in nature. The second word would be relationship, a sense of being valued, not remembering the particular things that happened in the relationship, but knowing that those relationships represented people who valued me and I valued them for whatever that relationship was providing. The third word would be creativity. The important activity that would show up here and there of recognizing that children are deeply connected to the idea of make-believe, the idea of, finding a space. I found that in particular in my memories of having a fort of my own. The last word would be silence. Silence or quiet, because they can be different. And that, I think, is important to a sense of bringing meaning to the experience. When something is quiet, there's a sense of something deeper going on. So when we look at the significance of childhood experience and we relate it to our adult lives, I would summarize it in this way. When remembering our childhood, I think we begin to realize there's a great deal that we do without language. But even though we're doing it without language, our being is informed. As children, we process so much that doesn't involve language or conversation. I noted that just in completing the map and looking at it visually and reflecting on just that visual presence, that the colors and the actual visual appeal of the map, is that I had memories of intense concentration times, a lot of thinking around many of the things that appeared on the map. This reflection or realization, I think, is important. It's an important part of how we continue to express ourselves spiritually as adults. When we focus on what we remember as children, it seems to center us on our being with others or with God. This centering is what enables us to integrate our experiences and see them as the presence of God. In doing this, we grow in relationship with each other and with God. So this insight continues to come to us when we engage like children. This understanding, I think, brings us really close to the idea of the scriptures that tell us to be like a child.